Alright, we got her.
Hi, girl.
We got her.
Hi.
Give us the scare, baby.
Yeah, you did.
We'll get you in the car.
There you go.
She's like, yep, let's go this way. Look, she's alive! You scared the crap out of us, Oakley. You really did, didn't she? She scared us all. So if you guys follow us on all of our social media sites, or if you watched our vlog on youtube.com/snowdogsvlogs, which you should watch over there because sometimes things get updated over there faster than over here apparently, you will know that we had a very scary experience this weekend with Oakley. Scary enough that we actually could have lost her. She really could have. I don't want to scare her. I don't want to scare you guys, but she actually, what happened to her, she actually could have died. It was a very serious situation. So I guess we're going to tell you the story. So Friday after work, we had to take Oakley to the vet to have her incision checked, which as you can see from right now, it looks pretty good. Oh, you gonna take that antler? Good job, take that antler. So anyway, we went to the vet, we had the incision checked, it was a little bit inflamed. They gave us some medicine, they put some medicine on it. They told us that since Oakley had been licking it more than she probably should be, they told us that since she had been licking her incision wound a little bit more than she should be, that she was going to have to wear the cone. So, came home from work, let the dogs out, fed the dogs, I fed the dogs, put the cone on her, let her back outside, let her back in, she still had the cone on, and then I went and started making dinner. This probably was an hour total, maybe. So anyway, while I was making dinner, Oakley started crying. So I come running in the living room and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, why is she crying, and she stopped. And I'm like, well, maybe she bumped her incision wound, maybe something happened. So I went back to making dinner, and all of a sudden, she started crying again. This time I think she walked into the living room, or into the dining room. Somehow she ended up in the same room as me. I don't really remember. Jamie was in the shower, so he couldn't hear her. And anyway, it looked like she was choking, so I thought maybe she had pushed that cone like down into the floor and it was pushing into her throat and scaring her. So I took the cone off. Don't lick your wound, baby. I took the cone off and I took her collar off because it looked like she was having a problem, and then she was trying to throw up. She tried to throw up, and then she tried to throw up again, and then she tried to throw up again, and it was dry and nothing was coming out. And every time she tried to throw up, she was screaming, like literally screaming. So after a few minutes, I was standing over top of her, and I'm trying to figure out, what the heck is going on. And I was standing over top of her, and I looked down, from the top side down, and she was literally blowing up like a balloon. I mean, it was terrifying. And thankfully, I know what bloat is, and I knew right away that she was bloating. So I screamed like a crazy girl for Jamie, and he came running, and I'm like, she's bloating, look. And he did the same thing. He looked down at her, and he could tell the same thing, that she was bloating, and he's, call the vet, call the vet. So I called the vet. Bloat, for those of you that don't know, bloat is very life-threatening for a dog. It can go from bad to extremely bad very quickly. So needless to say, we were panicked. I called our regular vet. They said, bring her up right away. So we ran up there. Unfortunately, all of their equipment was taken apart because they were getting their surgical room painted. They were not the on-call ER vet. So we took her up there, and they were at least able to do an x-ray and confirm that it was bloat. And they sent us down to Lincoln, which is like 25 miles south of where we are. So we put her back in the car and rushed down to Lincoln. They thankfully called the ER vet. We were about 10 minutes away when our normal vet called us and said the ER vet was on his way and would be there in just a minute. And I said, perfect, we're 10 minutes away. We should arrive there at the same time, hopefully. So we got to the vet, and they had forwarded the x-rays and stuff down, so the vet down there knew what was going on. Oakley was in a lot of pain. She cried all the way down there. It was terrifying. I mean, that was probably one of the scariest things we've been through in a long time. So anyway, they got her in there, and we got her sedated, If you couldn't tell from when she was sitting up a minute ago, both of her front paws now are shaved where she's had IVs in her recently. One from her surgery last week and then one from having to be sedated and on IV fluids while she was at the vet. So anyway, we got her sedated, got her laid down on the table, and they kind of told us, they said, you know, we're going to try to get a tube into her stomach and it's called decompressing, where they get all the gas and the air and the food and everything that's in their stomach out. And they told us if the tube wouldn't go through, that her stomach had twisted. Because see, what happens is dogs will bloat, and then their stomachs can twist. And they can either twist like 90 degrees, which I believe is called torsion, or they can do 180 degrees, which is called something else. I'm not really sure what it's called. Both require emergency surgery. Both are very dangerous surgeries and not always successful. So we were really hoping that they would be able to get the tube down her throat and that she wasn't twisted. Thankfully, because we caught it so fast and I knew what it was and we were able to get down there, it was not twisted. They were able to get the tube in. So they started trying to get the food out of her belly, but the problem is Oakley pretty much ate her food whole. See, because she had her tooth pulled, when she had her surgery, she had a tooth pulled, and she hasn't been using her slow feed bowl. So she didn't really chew her food, she kind of just swallowed it. So anyway, they were trying to get the food out of her stomach and it was whole. So they ended up having to pump water into her stomach, wait a few minutes, pump some of the food out, pump water in, wait a few minutes, pump some of the food out. Probably took 3 hours. I think we sat there for 3 hours waiting. We didn't want to leave until we knew that she was at least okay. I didn't want to leave at all. I would have stayed there all night, but I don't think they would have let us. So when we did go to leave, they had finally gotten all of the food out of her and we're only getting water out. And then they put some medicine in her stomach to help her. And they said they were going to keep her overnight. So anyway, they said that they were going to keep her overnight and keep her on IV fluids because they didn't want her to be dehydrated. And that they would, you know, they'd be checking on her and everything. And if anything changed, they would call us. So we left and drove home, which was one of the hardest things I think we've ever had to do. Neither of us wanted to leave, but we didn't really have a choice. So we left and drove all the way home and barely got any sleep that night. And Saturday morning we called and they said we could come get her and bring her home, that she would do better recovering at home than at the vet's office. So, long story short, she's home. She does have to go to the vet. You guys will see this on Monday, so it'll be today, Monday. She has to go to the vet for a recheck on her incision, and they're going to check her, you know, all the other things that went on this past weekend. They'll check for. As you guys can see, she's fairly normal. The only things we're noticing is she's not as vocal as normal, but I've been told that that's pretty normal because they put a tube down her throat, and they said, you know, she's probably got a sore throat. She's eating very small amounts of food at a time right now, and she's getting nothing but boiled chicken and rice, so she's basically getting spoiled rotten, which is good. So yeah. So we almost lost Oakley this weekend, you guys, and that was terrifying. And yeah, it sucked. Oakley, you scared the crap out of us. You really did. You did. All of us. Everybody. Don't do that again, okay? The other thing I wanted to update you guys on, this is going to be a really long video. We got the results of the pathology on the mass that they removed from her leg on Friday. We got the results back, and it was a soft tissue sarcoma. It was cancerous, but it's I think it's called a stage 1 mass, which basically means it's very low. It has a very low rating on the cancer scale, which is good. It only has a 7% chance of return, which, again, very low rating. They do not recommend chemotherapy or radiation because it is such a low-grade cancer. Basically, they said we just have to keep checking that spot. It was cancer, but it's localized. Like, if it comes back, it's going to come back in the exact same spot. It won't spread anywhere else from, you know, like it won't go into her blood system or into her bones or anything. It's not the type of cancer it is. So, yes, it was cancer, very low grade, you know, which is good news, and very, very slim chance that it could return, which is also good news. And the pathology report said that, like, 99% chance or whatever that they got it all. Because I guess, like, they test the mass, and they test all the way around the edges to see where the cancer cells end, and then that's how they can tell if you got it all or not. So, now that I feel winded from talking, and Oakley looks like she's tired of hearing from me. Really, Memphis? You're gonna stand in front of me? What? You guys want some camera time too? Are you mad? Be like, we want some camera time. We would like some camera time. Well, look, there, you got some camera time. These girls were freaked out when we came home. Well, probably because we were freaked out when we came home and she wasn't with us. They were panicked and we were panicked. And so needless to say, it has been a long weekend. But she's here and she's alive, which is all that matters. Please don't scare the crap out of us again, okay, Fluffy Butt? The audience loves you. We love you. I know. Oh, I heard a little whine. You don't have to make noise. You don't have to. If it hurts your throat, you don't have to. No, I know you want to talk. She's like, I want to. You don't have to. She barked earlier. She barked twice at a dog walking by, and I think she realized that her throat hurt. So, there you go. I was going to make this video sooner and put it up, but she was pretty tired yesterday, and I didn't... She looked, you know, like, just sad, and I didn't want to put up a video and have her look so sad. So now she looks a little bit more normal. She's been eating good, playing with antlers, playing with toys. She's looking pretty good. What, are you mad? You want this, don't you? There you go. Oh, you don't want that? Oh, there's your ball. There's your ball. So anyway, you guys, like I said, I know. I didn't want to scare you. We were scared enough for everybody. I think we really were. I was a wreck. Jamie was a wreck. But she's here. She's alive. Bloat is terrifying. If you don't know what it is and how it works and what it does, Google it. Maybe next week I'll do a video on how to prevent bloat and what to look for. That would be a good educational video, wouldn't it? So that you guys know. They think that her bloat was actually caused by the antibiotics she was on because they cause excess gas, and the cone being put on, that it stressed her out and she had just eaten. So they think it was the combination of the antibiotics and the stress that actually caused her to go into bloat. But we can't be exactly sure what it was. Alright, girls. Alright, you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay positive. Dream big. And we'll see you soon. Goodbye! And thank you so much for all of the love and support and the messages and the tweets and everything for Oakley. We love it. We're just glad you're still here, Miss Fluffy Butt. Alright, girls. You can have some dinner now. Goodbye!